Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Once again, I am Ms. Fatima Muhammad Iqbal from Palestinian schools in Qatar. Today, we will be doing period number 3 on page number 35 from 10B book. Our lesson is all about conditionals 0, 1, and 2 on page number 35. This one. This period is not new for us. Why? Because the same lesson we have already taken. Where? In grade 9 book, if you remember, type 0 and type 1. In which unit? Unit number 8, period number 3. So here we took type 0 and these are type 1. If you go to period number 8, in the same unit you will find type 2. So that means that this period is all about revision. Hopefully you still have the big background study about it. Let's begin. When we talk about conditional, there are two clauses. We have a condition, and because of that condition, on the basis of that condition, we have a result. So the condition is shown by if, and after if we have a clause, and then comma, main clause. Here we can bring the main clause at the start as well, like here, main clause and then if clause. Yani we will mention the result first and then the condition. Let's take some examples. Here in this period, we are just going to revise the conditionals we already took 0, 1, and 2. If we talk about 0 conditional, it talks about present thing that may happen at any time. 0 conditional talks about present thing. For example, if I give you a previous example from grade 9 book, when you take in O2, yani oxygen, when you take in oxygen, you take out carbon dioxide, CO2. Yani if plus present simple, present simple. If I drink coffee at night, comma, I don't sleep well. So this is my condition, and because of this condition, this will be the result. This happens anytime. First conditional is all about your future decisions, promises, and offers. If I drink coffee tonight, I won't sleep well. Here, present simple, and here, will. So I always recommend my students that look at the question or read the sentences very well. If they are talking about something normal, usual, that may happen at any time, use type 0. But if the sentence or the statement or the clause or the main clause or the if clause talks about something in future that may happen in future, use first conditional. If plus present simple, comma, will. But when we get back to second conditional, it means there is something unreal, imaginary situation which may not happen now and which may not happen in the future as well. We are just imagining. That's an unreal situation. We use second conditional. If plus past simple, comma, would. You can use more modal verbs like could, might, like that. Let's continue. Page number 35, we have these examples at the start. Please read them very well and write for me which conditional type are they. Next to each sentence, write for me, is it type 0, 1, or 2? Pause the video here, please. Yes, I'll continue. People are respected if they do their work very well, something which is normally happening all the time. There is no will, there is no past simple. This is your present passive, type 0. If you choose the right subjects, they will carry you towards the right career. Well, type 1. Choose badly. That means if you choose badly, and you will become what? Bored and do badly. There is will. Which type is it? Type 1. If you lived in Germany or France, it would be different. Left, past simple, and then we have past of will. We are imagining. Neither type 0 nor type 1. It is type 2. If you chose badly, again an unreal situation. You might leave school with weak qualifications. What? Type 2. So here, again I'm revising. Type 0 may happen anytime. Type 1 is a future situation. It can be a promise, it can be an offer, it can be a decision. But type 2 talks about unreal things. We just imagine them. Let's begin with the exercises. Pause the video and answer them, then check your answers. I'll continue. Look at the examples again. Take the best way to complete the statements. You read them very well. I'm just showing you the answers. Example 1 talks about something that may happen at any time. We call this a type 0 conditional. Both clauses are in the present. Example 2 talks about something that may happen at any time or may happen in the future. We call this a type 1 conditional. Type 1 may happen in the future. B. 3. In type 1, if or may clause uses a verb in the present or in the future. Present. The other clause uses a verb in the present or in the future. In type 1, exactly, is future. The start of example 3 means you must choose badly. Is it compulsory? And then you will. Or if you choose badly, it's giving you a condition. What's the right answer? Type 1 conditional. If you choose badly, that's a condition. Number 5, example 4 and 5 are about things that may easily happen or we only imagine happening. We call these type 2 conditionals. They are unreal. We only imagine happening. Number 6, a type 2 if clause verb goes into the past or the future. The past. Will becomes would, may becomes might, can becomes could, have to, has to, had to, sorry, and must also had to. In number 7, in conditionals, if the clause always comes before or can comes before or after, this is the first slide when I started the explanation that the main clause can come earlier and the if condition can come later as well. Yes, it can come before or after the other clause. There is no compulsion in this place. Follow with me more. Here I'm giving you an example of type 0. For example, something which may happen at any time. If my room is untidy, I clean everything. A situation that can happen anytime. If I need money, I go to the bank. If we do not do our homework, teacher gets upset. Okay. Type 1. Here we have type 1. If I save enough money, if plus present simple, I'll buy that mansion. Mansion is a very elegant and expensive house, like a castle. So this is something very, very expensive. So if I save enough money, I will buy that mansion. So maybe she is rich and she's not imagining here. So this is a condition that may happen in the future. Maybe she is rich. Look at her. She has enough money. She seems happy and she planned for it. So it's her future planning. So if I save enough money, I will buy that mansion. It is her future decision. But here, she looks like sad and it is unlikely to happen today or in the future. Her situation is not good. So if I saved in a lot of money, I would buy that mansion. Here from her face, you can see her financial position is not that strong, so she's just imagining. If I saved a lot of money, I would buy that mansion. So it depends upon the situation as well. Maybe the same statement is for us imaginary, and for someone else, it is easy to get it. So whenever you read the sentence, think carefully and then decide that whether it would be type 0 or type 1 or type 2. For example, here in this question, it is activity number 2 on page number 35. Form type 0, 1 and 2 statements. Put the verbs in the correct tenses. Type 0, type 1, type 2. You are requested to write down the formula or the rule next to each type in order to solve them correctly. Type 0, if plus present simple, comma, present simple. Type 1, if plus present simple, comma, will. Type 2, if plus past simple, comma, would. Pause the video here and then check your answers. Number 1, if I hear my favorite song, I always feel like dancing. Present simple, present simple. If I get any more news, I will call you. Present simple, comma, will. If I lived in the USA, past simple, I would probably watch American football. Past simple and then would. Check your answers very well and write them down in your notebook, please. Don't forget. We are going to end this period with activity number 3, part 2. Part 1 is already solved with type 1. Now we will read the question like this one. Form type 0, 1 and 2 conditional questions and answers. Here, they did not mention that which conditional you are supposed to use. Just read the sentence for the question and the answer, and then you decide whether it is type 0, 1 or 2. Where you go, someone give you the money to go anywhere in the world. Now, this is about money. Someone give you money and you are about to go anywhere in the world. Is it something happens anytime? Or do you think that it will happen in the future? Or you feel that it is something imaginary, no one can pay you anything or no one can give you anything? In my opinion, it is something imaginary. So you will make it what? Type 2. Change it into type 2. Here also, that happened. I visit China, also Japan. Now, this is totally imaginary. In this coronavirus situation, it is next to impossible. Make it type 2 and then check your answers. Pause the video here. Where would you go if someone gave you, see, would, past simple, the money to go anywhere in the world? Here, I brought the result before and the condition in the end. If someone gave you the money to go anywhere in the world, so where would you go? Make it that, please. And then if that happened, I would visit China and also Japan. See, imaginary. We cannot visit China and Japan right now because of these current situations. Write them down in your notebook. They are very important. The last one. Now, read it. People at home want to watch different TV programs. How do you decide? See, all of us have TV. All of us try to watch different TV programs. And sometimes people want to watch different TV programs at the same time. So this is something which may happen at any time. So 0, 1, or 2. Not 2 because it's not unreal. Not 1 because it doesn't happen in future, because it can happen at any time. Maybe it's happening right now at the moment. So this is what purely times 0. And who is the boss at home? Mom. Let's make her boss at this time. How do you decide? Present simple. How do you decide if people at home want to watch different TV programs? If we do not agree about TV programs, mom usually chooses. Yes, mom is the real boss in every house, so whatever she says, we follow it. Type 0. In question number 1, answer it was in type 1. So in number 2, we use type 2, and in number 3, we use type 0. Here, I would like to end my PowerPoint screencasting with this quote. Life is like a cup of tea. It's all in how you make it. So try to be determined. Try to be the best. This is me, Miss Fatima Muhammad Iqbal, saying you goodbye.